It doesn't really matter no comments, what anybody say about me. I'm happy with myself, and I know what I'm capable of doing when
this quote-unquote version of Canelo Alvarez would diminish the accomplishment that Floyd Mayweather.
Canelo Alvarez is about to make it rain in the ring like never before.
Floyd Mayweather fans, get ready for Canelo Alvarez to make the ring rain like never before. Floyd Mayweather is apparently in a concern because Mexican boxer Canelo Alvarez inked the most lucrative contract of his career for $400 million. With Riyadh season, Canelo is getting close to hitting the $1 billion milestone, having already earned $80 million from his most recent fight and another $150 million anticipated from his next fight against Terence Crawford. Canelo continues to amass fortune through boxing and astute business decisions, in contrast to Mayweather, who is always showing off his prior earnings. According to sources, Floyd is frightened and envious and does not want to see anyone eclipse his legacy, particularly someone who rises so quickly with international support and gaining fame.
That he don't want anybody to surpass his accomplishments, right? And Terence Crawford jumping up from 154 to 168 and beating this quote-unquote version of Canelo Alvarez would diminish the accomplishment that Floyd Mayweather accomplished beating his version of Canelo Alvarez. He did it first, right? Canelo Alvarez is way more accomplished today than he is when he fought Floyd, but he was already accomplished, right? He was already a unified champion and had successfully defended his titles 5 times. Now, he was 23 years of age.
Floyd Mayweather was dissatisfied with the assumption that Canelo Alvarez is the new face of boxing, asserting that Gervonta "Tank" Davis is now the real face of the sport. He swiftly disregarded it. Mayweather, who frequently expresses his own accomplishments as the height of boxing, seems hesitant to recognize Canelo's ascent. Instead, he turned the attention on Gervonta, his own protege, emphasizing Davis's accomplishments and promise. Floyd's competitive drive and his continued wish to be in the forefront of boxing's international spotlight were reflected in this response.
To say to your Mexican fans, and if you think that Canelo is the actual face of boxing right now?
If Canelo is the face of boxing, more power to Canelo, but I see Gervonta "Tank" Davis as the face of boxing. He's young, he's hungry, and if I'm not mistaken, 23 to 24-0, and with a 99% knockout ratio. So I see Gervonta "Tank" Davis as the face of boxing.
Do you have a message for your...
Floyd Mayweather, according to Canelo Alvarez, is envious of his accomplishments and success. "I don't care about Floyd's opinions or what other people think of me," he said. Canelo is unmoved by criticism or competition in the boxing world and stays focused on his own career and achievements.
As Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather, they feel like Benavidez is the best fight. Do you?
I don't care. I don't care what they feel. At the end of the day, no make sense for me, right? They don't have nothing to offer me.
Canelo Alvarez is now unquestionably one of the most well-known figures in boxing. His rise to stardom has been enormous, particularly in terms of his influence on the Mexican fan base. Since his popularity and accomplishments have beyond national boundaries, Canelo has emerged to symbolize the pride and fervor of Mexican boxing fans, much like Floyd Mayweather did for the African-American community. However, Canelo is now more than simply the face of Mexican boxing thanks to his ongoing success and the plaudits he is receiving. He is a global celebrity who commands respect and admiration everywhere for his ability to provide some of the sport's largest payouts.
Canelo is beating these guys with all 5 layers of defense. Number 1, feet. Number 2, elbows, hands, shoulders, and the mind. This is exactly how both of those guys got to the highest level of boxing supremacy. Canelo Alvarez means to the Mexican fans what Floyd Money Mayweather meant for black people. 50 wins in boxing, no losses, no draws. And follow for more.
Floyd Mayweather has frequently been reluctant to give Canelo credit despite his achievements, particularly when it comes to recognizing him as one of the best boxers of all time. Mayweather dodges questions about Canelo's standing in boxing, denying him the credit that many feel he is due. Floyd's remarks, in which he lists the many great Mexican boxers throughout history but does not give Canelo's achievements the same recognition, make it clear that he does not consider him to be among the greatest.
Canelo's a hell of a fighter. There's a lot of great Mexican fighters. That's not for me to rate fighters. I just take my hat off to so many fighters that paved the way, for me to be where I'm at, just, throughout life. Canelo's a hell of a fighter.
Additionally, it appears that Mayweather thinks Canelo hasn't progressed enough to be regarded as a true great in the sport. Floyd maintains that even at his best, Canelo was simply another boxer. Despite Canelo's ascent and the world titles he has won in a variety of weight classes, Floyd maintains that even in Canelo's heyday, the Mexican boxer didn't exhibit anything exceptional, and he says he faced Canelo when he was still growing.
Same fighter. It's the same fighter. It's crazy that they, it was like Canelo in his prime. He'd have been a different fighter. When I fought him, he was in his prime. Go back and look at me. I was the best when I was in my 20s. When I fought Canelo, I was almost 40 years old. And a lot of times they're gonna keep asking me about the Canelo fight, and I already know when they write about it, it's gonna make it seem like, the headline, they're gonna make it seem extremely bad, seem like a beef. I mean, it seems like it's a beef. It's not a beef. I like Canelo. I mean, I like his work. But we're forgetting about Boost Ennis. Hell of a fighter. We don't talk about him.
Mayweather frequently finds himself boasting about defeating Canelo in their 2013 bout. Floyd was already a boxing icon at the time, having won numerous world titles in various weight divisions and going undefeated. In contrast, Canelo was only 23 years old and was seen as boxing's future.
Canelo was 23 with 43 fights and 30 knockouts, and the world said he was inexperienced. I was 36 with 40-something fights, and to tell you the truth, I was over the hill.
I mean, you fought Floyd Mayweather at what? You're 23?
23.
That's so fucking young. Yeah. And he was like, that was one thing. He was prime,
his
right?
prime,
prime, and you're only 23?
23.
What was that like?
I trained so hard, and now obviously I tried to beat him because beat him. If you beat him, you wanna be the best in the world at 23. So imagine that. But he was the better man that night. A lot of experience. He's a great fighter. But I learned.
Rogan has frequently discussed the significance of Canelo's defeat against Mayweather and how it marked a sea change in his career. Rogan notes that the loss was a crucial teaching moment as well as a loss in the ring. Canelo was forced to reconsider his boxing philosophy after that bout, which resulted in a major improvement in his defensive strategies.
Guys that just have preposterous power, and Canelo is a guy that has power but is constantly working on it. There's a great clip of him working with Andy Ruiz. That shield, that weird hand shield that they hold up for hooks. Yeah. And he's like, this is not for speed. This is just power. Just power. He's like, don't try to be fast with this, just power. And you see him just, hey, boom. Bro, he hits so hard.
El estilo de Mayweather es un estilo muy difícil. No pega, no nada, pero es un estilo difícil, muy difícil de conectar, muy difícil de hacer una pelea. Una muy buena pelea es con él, no por el estilo que tiene.
¿Aprendió mucho de esa pelea?
Sí, aprendí mucho y más que nada no quiero volver a experimentar una derrota y creo que me gusta aprendí muchísimas cosas y así.
Ability to make the most of his success and notoriety is one quality that has astonished many people, including skeptics. In addition to being renowned for his boxing prowess, Canelo has developed into a shrewd businessman who has amassed a fortune through astute business choices.
I think it's very, very realistic. And people may think that sounds crazy, but Canelo is a smart businessman, and at the end of the day, he wants to do big fights and make, entertainment, make huge entertainment products. And my skill set is improving every single day, and that's what doing fights like this are about, taking on real professional fighters, so that eventually I could take on tougher fighters, and I see Canelo versus Jake Paul happening in the next 24 months. It just makes so much sense, and also people forget that I'm 200 pounds, I have a size advantage, all of these things that start to add up, which make it such an interesting fight that I fully believe I'll win. There's the KSIs, the Tommy Furies, the Nate Diaz MMA fight, but I don't know if these guys actually want to put it on the line. We've tried to make a Floyd fight happen. Floyd's ducked it. So I don't know if these guys really want to take a risk.
Floyd Mayweather's public persona has become characterized by his relationship with money. His fixation with riches has become a fundamental aspect of who he is and goes beyond simple financial accomplishment. Floyd continuously shows off his wealth, whether it's by boasting about his income or posting pictures of his opulent lifestyle on social media.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. has been paid over $1 billion through his career. What are the craziest ways that he spent it? Let's start with the ice. Dude has almost everything diamond crusted, from his plates and silverware to the case for his gold iPhone to his $18 million watch nicknamed the Billionaire. Moving on, apparently Mayweather also loves golf, or probably just golfing around courses. Dude owns a pair of Cadillac and Bentley golf carts, worth over $500,000 together. Then there's his barber, who makes house calls 3 to 4 times a week, each visit costing money a clean $1,000. And it gets even crazier. Apparently, Floyd never uses the same pair of boxers twice, and he'll leave all of his kicks at hotels he stays at as gifts to staff. But the scary thing, none of this comes close to the dude's gambling habit. Floyd reportedly dropped over $6 million on the Heat in Game 7 of the 2013 finals. And thankfully, LeBron came through for him, and that's just a slice of the money life of Money Mayweather.
According to Dana White, the bout between Floyd Mayweather and Canelo Alvarez had the largest payout in boxing history. The fight broke box office records and garnered enormous attention. Floyd Mayweather's propensity to evaluate himself against other fighters, particularly in terms of financial success, has been noted by analysts. They contend that Floyd frequently becomes defensive and feels compelled to reiterate his status as the highest-paid boxer. In several respects, his preoccupation with wealth and superiority has eclipsed the deeper facets of his career. Rising boxing sensation Gervonta "Tank" Davis has publicly talked about Floyd Mayweather's difficulty with other people being in the spotlight. Davis claims that Floyd has always been a star.
And now it's Gervonta Davis. He had basically said that some people are just jealous-hearted, and basically it looked like he was alluding to Floyd Mayweather having his press conference with the Anderson Silva card on the same day because he believes that Floyd couldn't take that someone else is in the limelight. Like, he couldn't stomach it. So Floyd Mayweather, seeking the attention, decided to try to upstage him, which Floyd has done that in the past. Like, you look at the fight with Canelo versus Golovkin, everybody was looking forward to that fight, and then out of nowhere Floyd announced that he was fighting Conor McGregor, and it kind of stole the steam away from Canelo Golovkin, and it took the sails out of it took some air out of the sails of Canelo Golovkin, because people were looking for that fight, and people were like, okay, that's the best fight in the calendar. But then Mayweather and Conor McGregor, just their personalities, they came with this crazy energy and a press tour, and it just diverted attention away. So he has done it before, but now he's being accused of doing it to his own fighter by the fighter himself, possibly, because again, it was subliminal, and then that's what people are thinking. So Floyd responds to this, and he says, as far as me being jealous of anyone, and I'm not talking about my fighters, I mean, God has truly blessed me and put me in a position to be able to give back to my fighters. If giving back is jealousy, then that's what it is. Fighters and individuals are going to feel like they want to feel. And my job is to always be a bigger person and continue to stay positive and push for my fighters to be great.
In response to criticism or backlash, Floyd Mayweather frequently dismisses it by saying that people are just envious of his success. His public character includes an attitude of disregard for the opinions of others, which enables him to show off his wealth without hesitation.
Always remember this: jealousy, people jealous of you, comes with success. So anytime you're successful, people gonna be jealous of you. People in there always gonna like you. It's the same thing like my job. I still go there and be at my best. If you're doing good, they got something to say. If you're doing bad, they got something to say. So do what makes you happy. Because you see this jet, you see this private jet that we own? I got it because I did what the fuck I wanted to do. I made over $1 billion, you know why? Because I did what the fuck I wanted to do. Do what the fuck you want to do. And the only thing we can do is take one day at a time. You know, that's all we can do. No one is perfect. Every day we strive to be perfectionists, but no one is perfect. I make mistakes, I make mistakes. You know, I've said things that I shouldn't have said when I was younger. I've done things that I shouldn't have done when I was younger. I'm not perfect, but we live and we learn. That's a part of growing.
Floyd Mayweather has an almost obsessive attachment with money that goes beyond ordinary financial accomplishment. He frequently flaunts his wealth in ostentatious ways and is spotted in public with bags of cash.
He might be one of the greatest boxers ever, but this is weird as hell. Now I know this guy has an obsession with money. He didn't get the name Money Mayweather for no reason. But after a bit, we've got to start to question this guy's sanity. And especially if you're doing it at an NBA game, where that seat should be your friend, your spouse, a parent. We've got to start raising some flags about this guy's well-being. Because instead, he took a bag of money with him to keep him company at an NBA game. Now this app, and even people in my space, some of them, their personality is all about money. If they couldn't mention that they were a millionaire or they had money, they'd be the driest person on here. Their whole personality is all about this. And I don't know, as a grown man, why the hell, or should I say how the hell, did that even cross your mind?
Floyd's relationships have been affected by more than just his money obsession. Additionally, it has been alleged that he harbors jealousy toward other fighters, especially those who are promoted by him. Many fighters have abandoned Floyd's promotional banner due to his destructive behavior, his domineering personality, and incapacity to recognize and appreciate others' accomplishments have caused divisions within his team.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Rich back with another one. Now, everybody is talking about how Floyd Mayweather is losing all his fighters. Gervonta Davis just put out a tweet saying that he stopped Shakur Stevenson from signing with Floyd because Floyd was setting him up for failure. Now, I'm a big Floyd Mayweather fan and supporter, and I love Tank. But, you know, a lot of times us fans don't really know what goes on behind the scenes, and if all this stuff they saying about Floyd Mayweather is true, it's sad because I feel like it take away from his career, his character as a person, because we see him in the ring, we see how head-driven he is, we see how confident he is, and we see how he's the greatest in the ring, but a lot of times that stuff don't be carrying on to different people's characters. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Y'all think Floyd just think about himself and don't really care about his fighters? Do you think everything that people are saying about Floyd is true, or you think they just adding a little sauce to it that over-exaggerating?
Floyd Mayweather has effectively developed the Money Mayweather character, a brand that embodies his enormous financial success and legendary public demeanor, but athletic success alone hasn't been the foundation of this image. Floyd finds it hard to accept being overshadowed now that other fighters are stepping up to replace him. Being at the center of the boxing universe has always given him the recognition and attention he desires.
Oh, you got it? So they devised a plan. Go from Pretty Boy to Money. See, Pretty Boy loved to throw hands, but Money was a defensive specialist. In fact, he's easily considered as the greatest defensive boxer of all time. But that wasn't the only reason he changed his name. Look at that man's face. See, Mayweather was known to talk smack and aggravate people, but this made things even worse because now he's blocking and running away. So people was like, you doing all this talking, but you running. But as he's moving away, he's throwing in some hits here and there. And before you know, when the fight's over, he lands so many more hits that he always wins. So people would always say, Mayweather, you boring. You not throwing hands for real. But his reply was always, nah, do something about it. So people lost it. They started paying to see him lose. But this strategy was none other than Muhammad Ali's strategy. In his words, he would talk so much trash that people would pay to see him lose, and they would get disappointed every time. So they would come back next time and spend some more money, but the only person winning is Muhammad Ali. So this turns Mayweather into one of the richest athletes of all time. Why? Because of his brittle hand.
That concludes the video for today. Until the next time, stay tuned.